So, I just wanted to drop by and give some wisdom from my trial. Now, trial or challenge or difficulty or error or area of needed development, right? So I'm driving, but I'm completely focused on the road. But I just wanted to share this because oftentimes I find that wisdom gets discounted when it comes from a place of like, oh, I made it. I'm on the other end of a trial or some sort. And so I think it's very important for me to share my wisdom now before I become wealthy, before I get to a certain status where people are then like, oh my gosh, you've never had it hard. Where I'm at right now is a very unique trial, right? So I'm on the cusp, I would say, to being to a point to where I have a new phase of trials, and then exiting my old, or a shedding from my old set of trials. And I can feel it, I know it, and I have very good intuition. How long will it be? How long of a process will it be? I don't know. Who knows? God knows. So a few things are going on during this period, right? So things are starting to look slightly brighter, but very similar to what it has felt like numerous times before. So if I were just looking at just the base value of things, then I would expect the same cycle that I've been going through for decades, where I will have a come up, which I'm on right now, right? And then I'll feel really nice. I'll make some investments. I'll spend some money to kind of maybe pour into the next level of success, right? And then maybe work slows down for the moving industry, and then boom, my account quickly, sometimes it goes negative, sometimes goes right the perfect amount of what I need in order to survive. And it's been a very frustrating process. And so it has been challenging to find the hope that things will subside and I will become a certain level of success, right? I've always dreamt of success. I'm gonna say, man, from a young age, the earliest I can track it would be like 12 or 13. But I'm pretty sure it was there younger than that. And the only thing that has been going on since then is I've been refining from my behavior to my knowledge to my wisdom to my tactical or practical skills and abilities. And all of this has been worked on. And gee, I hate these speed bumps. All right. But why did I bring that up? So it's just been such an annoying process, man. And it's like, and I've always hoped for a moment where I can rest, a moment where I can just hunker down, maybe have a steady level of business, so that I can get used to my finances and and stuff like that, and it's just never happened. And so at a certain point, it hit me that like I'm searching for a period in my life where there's no trials. And I think that from certain sermons, people talking into my life in certain situations, I've come to the realization that that's not realistic. And so I've accepted the fact that trials are a part of the journey. And so, with that being said, there's so many things going on, so much wisdom I could share along the process, and I'm trying to stay on task, which is very hard for me. But I feel like it gives some context to it so that you can understand. Let me see if I can surmise this. But it's been a painful journey, very repetitive in nature, and very rewarding. I've done some really great things along the process, which I haven't overlooked. I'm very grateful for them, and I've acknowledged that throughout this process. And one thing I want to share to you is, one, I want to say that no matter what I'm about to say, that even if it clicks and you understand it, it may still take weeks, months, years for it to lock in. And for someone like myself, it takes those years for it to lock in, because for some reason I'm extremely hard-headed, and so it takes longer for things to click in for me. While I remember it, it just takes a while for me to actually embody the wisdom that I acquire along the way. And so I just want to say that don't expect things to just happen at the snap of a finger, or I want to say stop having such, I feel like I want to say stop having such high expectations. You know what? There goes something right there, because, I'm grateful for my high expectations. I have anticipated things happening quickly and fastly and happening in a very grand way. And I don't think that those feelings of mine aren't going to happen. So why would I tell you to stop that? I'm grateful for everything. While my journey has been very challenging, I really don't regret anything along the way. I've learned so much. I've learned perspective. I've learned so much, and it's so the point that I wanted to convey is persistence, patience, perseverance, resourcefulness, being able to adapt. That's the main point. So the ability to be able to adapt, because trials are going to hit, and they're going to hit hard, sometimes harder than other times. But I want to encourage you to have the ability to accept the ability to adapt to changes. And there's a fine line that you kind of got to play. And I've kind of taken it a little too far at once, because once you endure so much trials, you sort of get comfortable with it. And then at a certain point, at a certain threshold, you almost enjoy it, because then you get to demonstrate your ability to handle those trials so expertly. And yet you're also chasing these high hopes, these high goals, these grand vision that you have. And yet there's a disconnect, that it's like the disconnect needs to happen, but not completely. And you almost need to extract certain aspects of the trials and tribulations that you go through, carry those with you into the future, because even as you reach a higher level, if you will, you're still going to face trials. While this seems incomplete, I think I'm going to stop. Because one, I've arrived at my destination, and yeah, but I'm really excited to see what's going to happen over the coming period of time in my life, and I'm excited. We'll see what happens, you know. Will it be this process as I'm embodying and falling into more faithfulness, less just thinking by the book logically, and just falling forward, if you will? I guess in my mind I'm still kind of like looking for a destination. And it's hard not to kind of pursue a destination, like a destination meaning like a certain financial freedom, or just career freedom, where you have the creative freedom to do what you want. And those are places that I'm aiming towards, and I feel like I want them and have wanted them now. We'll see. We'll see how long it'll be. But anyway, I wish you all the best. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, I wish you all the best.